Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the sacred space. Welcome, welcome. This is day 57, I believe now. I should have, I guess, looked before I hit record. So if I said it wrong here in the video, it'll be right in the caption. So welcome. It is January the 5th, 2026. How are you feeling? How are you doing? What have you just come through? What have you come on the other side of through these? You are currently in this full moon of portal energy that took place on Saturday, for sure. You're going to feel the different effects of the different moon cycles depending on where you're at in your journey. So some moon cycles might be more cleansing, clearing, expanding, purging. You might feel a little bit of it. It just depends on where you're at in your journey and what you are continuing to need to maybe move through or being reminded to surrender to. So we're going to give ourselves just a little bit of a smudge and welcome in Source, the team, all beings of divine light, love, truth, wisdom, and power through unconditional love. All right. Nothing else is allowed in this space ever. So we're going to just give you guys a little smudge. I always try to light some candles as a thank you, to the team, always. Plus, I like to burn candles typically, so I light a few during my videos. So welcome. So there is a few things that I'm guided to talk about. 144 on the timer, as I just looked up. That a few things that I journaled this morning already. I'm sitting, before I sat down here to do some work. Remember, I work for Source currently. currently. 10 of Cups as I'm shuffling the deck. So 10 of Cups is here. That energy is here. I don't know if I'll pull cards in this video or not. So let's see what the wisdom of the Yogi Teas are, because I didn't look. So, let your greatness show. Let your greatness show from your inner light. So remember, you don't have to prove to anything, convince anybody of anything. You just continue to radiate that light from the inside out. And people will see that. So when people start seeing a more youthful look or a glow, a radiance, and they're like, what have you done? And the only thing that you've been doing is the forgiving, is the healing, is the moving forward, is allowing the rest, the integration, the space, and all of that. That's all you've been doing. All right. For the most part, that's pretty much my entire 2025. Resting, recovering, regenerating, rebooting, integrating in many cycles and phases, and purging, cleansing, and detoxing all of the different stuff in all of the different ways. So that'll start showing from the inside out. So when your soul is lightened and enlightened and you are waking up, you start radiating from the inside out. Okay, and for some reason this is coming to mind that I heard this last year sometime. The reason why the physical body after transition, after death, looks so terrible is because there is no longer a soul inhabiting it. The essence is gone. Okay, so remember, that's just a vessel. 344 on the timer. So this is my Yogi Vanilla, and again, cinnamon, clove, and tangerine oil on the bags with honey, raw honey. I had my green powder and watermelon and a smoothie this morning that was basically raw vegan protein powder with pineapple, some tangerines that needed to be used, and I found another watermelon. So again, if there's not provisions for abundance, Source has provided me watermelon pretty much all season, and it has continued to provide me watermelon in some way, shape, 422 on the timer for confirmation, in some way, shape, or form. So this is a huge abundance of nourishment. So clearly I'm continuing to be provided in the ways the universe provides for me with nourishing, hydrating fruit during times that typically are not available or the stores just quit carrying it. And yes, there's been times where it's been not as great, but then I can just blend it and drink it and still receive all of the beautiful vitamins, minerals, light codes, and nourishment from that. Okay. So this is huge abundance, and it's going back. The abundance can look many ways outside of the energy of money, okay? So again, just where have you been provided abundance? Did someone buy you a gift that surprised you with a trip away, or you received a message that lifted you up that you weren't expecting, a surprise of some kind? That's the universe showing you and providing you that abundance. Remember, it comes in many, many ways, okay? So a few things, and I journaled this morning. Not a whole lot. We're back to school today, so it was get up. Sleep was weird. Kiddo woke up at 3:04 because I can hear him when he comes out to check his iPad for what time it is. He went back to bed, got up at 4:34. So 3:04, 4:34, and 5:34. Numbers are significant as signs, synchronicities, and key codes for myself, as well as potentially for those that decided to click play and get curious and co-create this video with me. So thank you, welcome. If I didn't say this, this is day 56, I believe, 111 days of sharing my real raw frequency and energy with the collective in any way that decides to present itself, any way higher consciousness decides it wants to channel through me, any way source wants to channel through me and use me as a tool to share my story, my life, my daily data stuff, and stuff that I translate through my frequency and energy to the collective that is receiving this message. And again, you will receive these messages for your highest and best good through divine light, divine love, divine truth, divine power, and divine wisdom. You will only not just hear the words that I say, but you will also be receiving the codes and the frequency directly to your field and to your soul and to your heart. And you know, that will resonate beyond anything the ego and mind can understand, okay? So before I go into some of this journaling, it's good to compromise, right? We're not trying to be one thing or the other, especially in relationships, whether that's personal relationships, family dynamics, things with your children. It's good to have a healthy compromise. Confirmation burp, excuse me. 722. Excuse me again on the timer. So just, I don't know. It's just, if one person is trying to appease or suffice someone else's feelings, again, it's making yourself small to not ruffle somebody else's feathers, okay? And there's other people involved in this situation. If you're making yourself small and not speaking up and saying, okay, you know, but there's a compromise in that with the other party that's involved, and the compromise is met, and it actually ends up being better than the original situation, that's good. That's 8:08 on the timer. So that's good. So healthy compromise and healthy conversation. Again, standing in your truth, saying, I'm not okay with you not allowing something because you are making yourself small because you're afraid to ruffle so-and-so's feathers, or you're afraid of ruffling somebody's feelings or putting them off or whatever it is. I'm not okay with that. I deserve more. We deserve more. So you stand in that, and then you can have a conversation with that and say, okay, how do we compromise for us outside of whatever you're doing here? What do we do to compromise for us? And that's how you strengthen and build and have good communication in a relationship. You stand in your truth. It's not like we're creating a fight or anything. It's like, I deserve, you know, I deserve as well, right? I'm not asking this. I'm just saying this is what we deserve, right? And that might resonate for some of you. I mean, that's very common in a lot of family dynamics, for sure. Interpersonal relationships and things like that. So I'm just really guided to say that. Find that compromise. Find that middle ground that's in a way where you're not making yourself small, which I did all the time. Like, oh yeah, that's okay. Oh, no, don't do that. And I said, no, it's not okay. That's not okay. I deserve that, or I deserve this, right? And you just stand in your truth and your authentic self, and the universe will say, all right, she's done playing small. She's done compromising or making herself small to make people feel better or to not hurt somebody's feelings. You know what I'm saying? I wrote it down a few weeks ago, but It's just not coming out right now in the human words. Just quit making yourself small to appease other people's feelings. You're meant to trigger other people. You're meant to mirror and to reflect other people. 10-10 on the timer. Thank you, Source. You are here to be a sacred mirror to other people. And if you reflect and project, not project, if you reflect and or trigger, you're meant to. And it has nothing to do with you. It's stirring up whatever unhealed situations or feelings that they're unresolved, that they've buried and put away. Pretty much most of their life. They're also unwilling to let go of the past, which to me is so sad. From a person who's let a lot of shit go and forgave a lot. It just breaks my heart when people hold on to this petty nonsense and bullshit and continue to hold on to it like it's theirs. It's not theirs to hold on to. You gotta let it go. Let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, right? Frozen, the song Let It Go just came in mind. So you gotta let it go and forgive it, right? But some people that get wrapped up and tangled, or that were witnesses to a situation, somehow put themselves in the situation like it happened to them, or they were the ones. Nah, stop doing that. Stop. You gotta fucking stop, please. There's a reason why I'm guided to talk about this right now. One, because it's again, everything I share in some way, shape, or form, in some roundabout way, has definitely been part of this journey for me personally. Otherwise, 1144 on the timer, otherwise I'm be guided to talk about it. Yes, I do get some information, channeled information that I need to hear, that I feel like you need to hear, that you need to hear through my own frequency and energy in a digestible version coming from me. That's also why I'm here to share. That's why Source has me sit down and hit record. That's why through the collective of FreQSpeak that I was guided to sit here and share my frequency, my energy, my life, 1212 on the timer, my circumstances, my journey, my experiences in my real, raw, authentic way, and how I came out of it on the other side, stronger and better. So it's like we got to continue to pick yourselves up and dust yourself off. So some of you might have been going through it. I've had this conversation many times in the last 4 weeks, minimum. If you've been sick or dealing with sickness or illness, purge and detox, we're just going to use many words for this. You are collectively in your own personal collective, and the collective as all of us are purging and detoxing a lot of stuff. So when somebody tells me that like a whole group of family members have been sick, it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. I knew this was I knew this was going to happen in December for a lot of reasons. And I've touched on it throughout the entire month, the end of the month, that this is the final purge. Like, people had basically been ignoring their signs and their symptoms and things that they've been pushing down, and so their bodies made them really, really uncomfortable because they weren't addressing things that needed to be addressed. Thank you, Source. They were not addressing things that needed to be addressed, or you have not been addressing things that you needed to address. And during these opportunities throughout the year to address and to cleanse and to clear and to do the healing and the purging and the resting and the introspection and all of that. So what happens is it's not punishment that the universe and your physical avatar is making you more and more uncomfortable, or creates this detox, this purge, this sickness, this illness, this cold, this flu, this respiratory stuff, whatever words you want to use. So there was no surprise to me. And again, coming from the health and wellness industry, that's definitely never a surprise. There's always a massive uptick at the end of the year, but the other part is they also try to hit a quota of spraying 1414 on the time, to try to hit a quota at the end of the year just to spray chemicals on you via chemtrails. Not a conspiracy, people. That's the truth. Okay? I try not to get wrapped up in the conspiracy theories. I'm curious and I'm interested in there's certain ones that, yes, I've been aware of for many, many years, and I've been told that I'm crazy, that's not true, that's not factual. And now it's becoming to the light that that's actually truth, and 99.9% of the time, probably all of the conspiracy theories that you've been told that you're crazy and not truthful and unfactual are true. But I don't get wrapped up in that. I don't. I'm aware of it, because you getting too wrapped up in that rabbit hole. It's good to be aware and to have knowledge. just that. Just hold space and observation and not absorb it, because getting too wrapped up in a conspiracy series is going to just lower that vibration, lower your frequency, and continue into just another type of a paradigm that you're going down. So just be mindful, be observant, be neutral, don't absorb. Okay? All right. And like I said, 99.9% of the time, I have no idea what wants to channel through me when I have these conversations. I'm guided to maybe go in this direction, and then it just starts flowing through me. How do I know? I get goosebumps like I just do. I get ringing in the ears. I get really hot and sweaty. You know, it's just a guidance. It's a knowing. It's an intuition. In the past versions of me would have been like, no, I can't share that. That's too much. You know, when you're always being told you're too much, you start believing that, and you start putting these masks on. And if you've been here long enough, 1555 on this journey with me, I'm done. I am unstoppable, I am iconic, and I am magic. And I'm owning it. Those are my words for this year. I am unstoppable, I am iconic, and I am magic. And I'm standing in my power. When for my entire life here, in this arcanation, archons. If you know, you know. I'm not going to go into that, archons. You know what archons are. I'm standing in my power. And this is like, take it or leave it. I love myself. I love you too, but man, I love myself more. And when you're ready, if you are ready to meet me where I'm at now, I'm waiting. I'll be right here waiting, continuing to love myself, continuing to hold space, and continuing to love you. But when you are ready to step forward and to step up into that higher vibration, that higher frequency and energy, I'll be right here waiting for you to help you and assist you and to hold space for you and to love you unconditionally, no matter what. Because that's what we're here to do for each other at all stages of this journey. All right? Oh, Shinyatori. I'll probably do some light language for hip pain and low back pain. I myself have been dealing with hip pain on and off, and I know that's part of this releasing and this transmutation of this generational stuff as well as personal. So I'm going to do some light language for hip pain and low back pain. So if you're struggling with that, I look for that posted today. If you're watching this video first, unless you see that one first, okay? So on the day 1 of January, I saw this post that said page 1 of 365. So every day I'm writing page 1 of 365 of this new series of this new book. So today is day 5 of 365 of Magic and Miracles. So this is page 5 of 365 days of magic and miracles in this new journey, in this new me, in this new world. All right. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Okay. So we're here and we have been purging and recalibrating and upgrading and up-leveling, and there's been so much going on, and everyone's going through it a little differently because everyone's process is different, journey is different, involvement with other people is different, okay? And it's perfect just the way it is. So even those moments when it feels like, am I doing something wrong? No. Have I done something wrong up until now? And I felt this too, because the ego's trying to convince you of that, the ego mind. No, everything, even in all of its ugly, messy stuff, the highs, the lows, and the middle grounds, it's all been perfect just the way it is, and it's been unfolding perfectly up until this point. So somebody needed to hear that. I like to hear that too as well, because I still struggle from time to time. All right. So now understand that your silence is peace sometimes, and it's a great power of healing. So sometimes you just need to be silent and non-reactive and not get involved. And just sometimes that silence is peace, and that peace and that silence is your power and your healing. Okay, it's one of us, it's a superpower, honestly. I didn't realize in 1919 on the timer, we're just rattling these numbers off. Breaks down to a 10, so it just says 1010. So thank you for having me add that. So 10s, you're seeing a lot of 10s, and if you're not, you're going to be continuing to see a lot of 10s. It's that completion, new beginnings, whether break it down to a 1. All right, so silence is your peace, and it's a great power for healing. Okay, all right, this is your time to rise. This is my time to rise. It is our time as a collective to rise. All right, we have been under a massive frequency war. Outside of what you're seeing in this physical reality, underneath it all, this has been all about frequency and energy. That is what the war has been on. You, me, the collective. It's been a frequency war. If you know, you fucking know. 2010. All right. So we just have to continue to basically pick your 2020 on the clock. Jeez, oh, peace. Okay, thank you for all these number confirmations. You guys, I really highly recommend that you see what time you're watching this video. Go look at the spiritual meaning or angel number meaning for that to see if you were in alignment, if you signed synchrony to see your key code. Also with the numbers that I'm rattling off, please go look at the spiritual meaning and or angel number, because your team is wanting to get you a message, because that's very unusual that I've seen this repetitive amount of numbers on the timer in videos. So it's again picking yourself up from your bootstraps and getting up and moving forward, taking that one step forward. So I heard this morning, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and let's keep going. And I know sometimes you just want to lay on that fucking ground and just lay there and say, like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. But now it's time to pick ourselves up from our bootstraps, dust ourselves off, and move forward, because we got to rebuild what no longer, we got to rebuild from those things that are crumbling around us, because they needed to crumble, because that no longer serves us as the human race. Okay. 1, 2, 3 as well, and 11, 22. And then 911 again. So please go look at those numbers, because I see them a lot. And I'm guided to share these numbers as well with the collective. So we are releasing, you've been purging, you've been recalibrating, you're getting rebooted, you're having to delete old obsolete operating systems, so there's space to install and or upgrade old operating systems, whether that's, we're talking more than just your physical avatar. Yes, your physical avatars, but we're talking about your 12 bodies as well, in your energetic 2202 on the timer, in your energy field, your auric field. It's massive. It's massive, okay? So it's a time to continue to release, to surrender, to be slow like that. Just be. If you haven't, we're there in December, go watch those videos. Rest, recalibrate, slow down, take time for yourself. Just breathe. Take those sacred pauses. You're in a sacred pause. You're probably in a sacred cocoon. You've probably been there a while. In that hibernation phase, in that hermit phase. I have been in more of a hermit/hibernation phase this entire year. And that's been the struggle for me, to continue to surrender and have patience for what will come when it's supposed to come, in divine timing, in divine alignment, in divine orchestration. But when you've been in it as long as I have, it's a challenge. But then I take that pause and think, I'm basically creating a whole new physical person, a whole new physical body, a whole new light body, to be able to hold what is coming for me. If I didn't have gone through all of that, I would short circuit. Okay, I would short circuit. All right, and you would too. You would fry your nervous system. So that's the biggest part, is healing the nervous system. So part of this detoxification is also part of your nervous system, healing the nervous systems. Okay, and just continue to surrender to the process, because the transformation is in process. So continue to surrender, have patience, have grace, have faith, have trust to the transformation that's in the progress. Transformation in progress. Allow for the integration to complete. So if you're not allowing for the rest, the recalibration, taking more naps, taking more sleep, doing the more restful type of exercises, lighter walks, yoga, light dance, maybe rebounding, stretching, taking the time to do that, you're pushing against the system, and it's going to take longer for you to integrate. It's going to take longer for that integration to complete, because each round we go through cosmic convergences and different portals and different things like that we're going through. If you're pushing against it, your body's going to force you to slow down, and it's usually not in a way that you want to be slowed down. A massive sickness or illness is a big one. But it's again just honoring this process, this transformation, because you're reconstructing yourself into something completely different. Remember, we're getting new system upgrades. We're changing. Our light bodies are changing, okay? The universe source is working in your favor. So just continue to say, even when it gets challenging and hard, just know that the universe, your team, and source is working in your favor. And the other thing that came through, because this came through in a reading mid-year last year, is giving credit for yourself. So we tend to have gratitude and give other people credit for all the hard work we do, but as ourselves, especially for me and from where I come from, one of the hardest things that's been is to give myself credit for all the hard work I've done and the choices that I've made for me. The yeses that I've chose for me. 2525 on the timer. So, giving yourself credit for how far you come, and give gratitude for yourself for how far you've come. And everything you do to continue to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and keep fucking going forward. Keep moving forward one step at a time, even when it feels like you're slogging through the mud, you're slogging through the snow, you're slogging through the hardest race of your life, the marathon, whatever. You know, I've ran Spartan races, I've ran through the mud, I've ran through, it's just hiking 10, 12, 50 miles with a 40-pound pack and just taking another step and another step, and just know that destination is just ahead, and just, I feel you. Whew, I'm gonna cry again. It's been a morning of crying today and yesterday. A little purge and detox, but again, we keep it raw. So maybe you guys can relate to using those specific metaphors, I guess, or giving you a picture in your mind of just hiking long distance with a 40-pound pack, and just pushing forward and just pushing forward, and the destination you hope for is blocked or not available, so you have to go another mile or another 2 miles, and it's like, oh. There's a reason we've been through everything we've been through, right? It's to build us up and to make us stronger, and continuing to make us stronger and stronger and more resilient, even though sometimes in those moments it really doesn't feel like that. So give yourself credit for continuing to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and continuing to move forward. And thank you for clicking play and listening to me and in my stories and my frequency, and receiving my frequency and my energy and the essence that I'm here to share. And if that's all I have, and that's all my purpose is one of the biggest purposes is to share that with those that receive. Whew. Definitely a morning of crying over here. So let the cries, let the tears flow, let the anger, the screaming, again, do it in a safe, healthy way. Dance, move, honor yourself, and know that we're all going through it. Sometimes it feels like this journey is so alone, because you are physically alone. But know that you are not alone. You are never alone, and you have never been alone. So be so proud of yourself and how far you have come. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of me. I'm proud of us as a collective, and how we finally made the decision to raise our vibration and frequency, to stop with all the bullshit and the nonsense and the programming and the conditioning. I'm so proud of us that we finally made this decision to wake up and ascend in our physical bodies. That we came here at this time. So thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to yours. Thank you for the work you've done for you, and for saying yes to you in those times that are hard and challenging and dark and lonely. So thank you. I thank you. I'm proud of you. I'm grateful for you, as well as for myself. Woo. And I apologize, but I don't edit. I keep everything the way it is, because that's exactly what Source wants me to do. All right. Oh, and just know that you have ancient technology. Your DNA has been engineered, and you have ancient technology built into this physical biology specifically for rapid transformation, because that's what's going on right now, is a rapid transformation. Things that are getting done in days, weeks, months, or years, a short span time of years, took decades and decades in the past. So we are built specifically for this time. Our DNA is specifically engineered for this. We have ancient technology built into our biology that is online, coming more and more online, waking up specifically for this rapid transformation, specifically for us to be able to hold this amount of light and frequency at this time. Woo! And remember, you are unstoppable, you are iconic, and you are magic. So go ahead and use those words, because that is fact. And again, please, if you feel called to, like, share, subscribe, share this with other people, save it for later. I've got all sorts of folders. I think I've got open to the public an awakening folder that I've just got tons of different channels and channeled messages in there. I've got, I think, some other open folders that are not private playlists. Go ahead and check those out and see if any of those pique your interest, get you curious, might expand you, ignite you, excite you, and quit chasing and sit in that Empress energy, and it'll come in divine timing. I know it's hard. We get tired of hearing that in perfect orchestration through the universe. Everything's happening at such a rapid pace, and things are moving really quick. So again, thank you. I am so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for me. I'm so grateful for us as the collective that we are here now at this point. And the magic is going to continue to amplify and unfold, and get ready, because it's a beautiful time to be alive. I love you. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.